Hey, everybody, it's Congressman Jamie Raskin from Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's my favorite time of the week, Local Hero, when we get to salute and interact with the people who make life in our community so extraordinary and so wonderful. Today is Friday, November the 22nd. So this would be, I think this is, this is one of our pre-Thanksgiving specials. I think we're going to do one more next week, right before Thanksgiving. But I've got two really exceptional local heroes for you. It's an opportunity for us to salute sports, athletics in our community, and also to salute the teachers who double as coaches. And we have a female coach of a very winning Montgomery County boys soccer team, and we've got a male coach of a very winning girls varsity soccer team. So let's start with, please welcome everybody, Coach Allie Coyle, who's been working with Blair Sports and Athletics for the last 8 years. She started by coaching girls soccer. She transitioned over to boys soccer. She's been doing boys soccer for 6 years. She's also a science teacher, teaching about astronomy and Earth systems. She played club soccer herself growing up and in high school at River Hill. And here's the incredible thing, and this happened on Friday, November 15th. She recently coached the boys varsity soccer team at Blair all the way to the state championship. So the Blair Blazers won the state championship for the first time in 49 years, only the second time ever. They beat another magnificent Montgomery County team, which made it into the finals, the Richard Montgomery Rockets, who went all the way. That was a close game. I think it was just a 1-0 win with a goal by Julian Reyes. But Coach Coyle, let's start by just welcoming you, thanking you for your devotion to your students and your players. You're our local hero.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We are delighted. Now, also from Montgomery County, we have Gregory Herbert, who originally comes from Pennsylvania, but he lives in Germantown with his wife and 2 sons. He's been a social studies teacher at Whitman since January of 2001, where he teaches different subjects, including Introduction to Law, U.S. History, and AP U.S. History. I've visited him and his remarkable students over there. He's coached several teams at both Whitman and at Pyle Middle, which leads into Whitman, of course. And at Pyle, he coached the varsity boys volleyball and tennis teams, the JV boys soccer team. And this fall, he's finished his 20th season as a coach with the Whitman girls varsity soccer team. And on the very same day that Coach Coyle coached the Blazers to victory, he coached Whitman's team to their victory, their 4th straight soccer championship that they won. Am I getting that correct, Greg?
That is correct.
Their 4th consecutive state championship. It's never been accomplished before in their classification in 4A. He loves coaching. He loves teaching. I've seen it myself in the classroom. Unfortunately, he still loves Philadelphia sports teams, but he's a victim of his childhood like everybody else. And congratulations to you, Mr. Herbert. You are our local hero here.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here with Coach Coyle and yourself. So thank you for having us.
So it's a pretty remarkable thing to have two varsity soccer teams from Montgomery County, from Maryland's beautiful 8th District, capturing the championship titles on the same day this year. And it's a very big moment for soccer generally, of course. And we are waiting for the FIFA Club World Championship in 2025, where we're going to get Manchester United and a whole bunch of the club teams coming over. 2026, we're going to have the FIFA World Cup, the largest sports event in the world is coming in 2028. We'll have the Summer Olympics, where the USA women's national team is going to defend its gold medal. So it's a great time for soccer generally. And I wonder if you guys would start off just by telling us about what it's like to coach soccer today and what your kids are getting out of it and what you guys are getting out of it. And maybe Ms. Coyle, Coach Coyle, will start with you.
I think, well, the way it's changing and evolving nonstop is just amazing. There's so many more opportunities than there were even just 5 years ago for our kids. And so it's bringing the level of play up everywhere. And it's really fun to be a part of. You see it every day at practice of just how much our players have grown with skill in the last 5 years because they have those opportunities outside of school and growing up that are more reasonable and accessible to them.
Yeah. Well, Coach Herbert, I once read a book called How Soccer Explains the World, and I wonder whether you like radically separate your coaching and your teaching, or in fact, soccer is something that allows you to bind them together.
I find teaching and coaching kind of be additive. They kind of work together, and teaching in general is just a very rewarding profession. And then getting to work with these students that we teach on the soccer field really enriches my experience as an educator. And I think it kind of helps the team bond together and gel together. And that's a key to one of the successes in winning a championship, is having girls that kind of get along. And you as a coach kind of set that tone. And my team's been very fortunate to have great leaders as captains. They've kind of rallied behind one another. So anytime I can reinforce confidence in those girls, whether it be in the classroom or on the soccer field, is an opportunity to develop them and help them become the leaders of our future. And I think that's really crucial when they can follow in the footsteps of people like Allie here as a coach, who's taken on and breaking down stereotypes of a woman coaching a male team. I think that's something that they can look up to, and it's something that we kind of reinforce with our girls, that they can be leaders in the world in the future today.
Yeah, and Coach Coyle, were you aware of this additional historic dimension to what you had done? Apparently, there's never been a boys team coached to a statewide championship in Maryland by a woman coach. And were you even aware that that was going on, or did you learn of that afterwards?
So I learned about it about, let's see, 24 hours prior to the finals. One of my players before practice actually brought it up, and I was like, there's no way, like, you're crazy. And then it was confirmed in an interview later that night on Thursday. And Friday after we won, I got a text message from our athletic director, and she was like, well, this is pretty cool. I was the first ever female coach in the state to coach a boys varsity team. And now you're the first ever female to win with a boys varsity team. So we're both at Blair, and she helped me a ton throughout the years. But it's almost full circle for her in a way.
Well, that's really outstanding. I assume, Coach Herbert, you were not the first male coach of a girls soccer team to win.
No, definitely not.
No. But I assume for both of you, your players accept you even though you're of the other gender, and that's a wonderful thing, right? Or I mean, have you encountered difficulties by virtue of being of the other gender?
I've definitely had difficulties. There's always a little bit of pushback here and there, but I have been in the program for years, and so I was fortunate enough where my players truly know how much I care about them off the field as well. So they'll go to battle any day, and I'll do the same.
That's wonderful to hear. But do you feel the same way about that, Greg?
Yeah, very much so. I think the coaching world, whether it be in club and high school, a lot of it is dependent upon your qualifications, which we don't see that recently in government sometimes with appointments. But the qualifications that we're seeing that coaches have, I think people are looking past those stereotypes. Like I said, with Coach Coyle here, she's overly qualified with her experience of playing. You can obviously tell the team looks up to her and follows her leadership. And I've been fortunate enough to have a community here at Whitman that have been very supportive of me and the principles that I'm trying to instill as a coach, and the girls follow along. And, we've had great success with that. So we're just very appreciative of those opportunities and the understanding that you need to be qualified to lead a team like this to success.
That's awesome. Well, look, as we move into the Thanksgiving season, which is so special around here, I wonder if either of you want to express any gratitude to anybody who makes your life and your work meaningful. Allie, perhaps if you want to
Yeah,
say something there.
I could go on for forever about any of them, but really my players, current and former, the amount of support I got and the love in the messages after winning, just I can't say thank you enough for all of that. It's almost like I had an army behind me helping me get all the way to here, and none of it would be possible without my current team. If they didn't believe in me, then we wouldn't have won either. So they deserve just as much credit. And at Blair, there's a ton of support also. Again, my athletic director, I used to sit on her couch probably every single day and just rack my brain around certain things. And she would let me sit there. She would do some other work, but I would talk it out and we would get through it and we work through and find solutions. And that's helped me get to where I am. And then my family, coaching takes up a ton of time if you want to do it right. And that wouldn't be possible if I didn't have the support at home to help hold things together. So
we add our thanks to Coach Coyle's family and friends and the players, of course. Coach Herbert, how about you?
Yeah, first off, starting with my wife, both our boys are very active in swimming and soccer, and so they got practices all over the place. And my wife is doing all that dirty work and allowing me and supporting me to chase my passion and coaching these girls. So just thanks to that family, my family, sorry, and then the rest of the Whitman soccer family that I often call them. Just they're like a family to me. All the parents, all the players, former players. I had parents and players from the first year I was coaching in 2005 texting me on the day of the game, wishing me luck, and the first congratulate me afterwards. It's a unique experience as a coach and a teacher to work with so many people over all these years, and having them all reach out to you and offer such support and congratulations just means the most to me as a coach and as an educator. And my administration here at Whitman has been very supportive. We're just very appreciative of everyone who's come out to support us in the program.
Well, and I'll add my thanks to the great Whitman community as well. And we also want to send our love and happy Thanksgiving to our friends at Richard Montgomery and the Rockets, because they did a fantastic, unbelievable job too. And we believe in great competition to bring out the best in everybody, but great community too. And community is even more important. And so we've got a wonderful community here, and the young people are doing an extraordinary job staying in shape, even with all of their many academic and other extracurricular responsibilities. And they do it because of great teachers like our local heroes, Allie Coyle and Greg Herbert. Thanks for everything you guys do. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we will see you soon out on the field.